insistir en, insistir en. This is another great phrase that means to insist on doing something. So this is once again something similar to a phrasal verb. And of course, insistir by itself means to insist, okay? Insistir is a verb that means to insist. Yo insisto, tú insistes, él insiste, nosotros insistimos, ustedes insisten, and so on. So the verb by itself, insistir, means to insist. Now, if you want to add more, of course, if you want to add more to your sentence, then you can say insistir en, which means, en means on and also means in and at. So this is a very, very useful little word. And the whole thing, insistir en, means to insist on. So let's look at some examples using this phrasal verb. ¿Por qué insistes en hacer todo solo? ¿Por qué insistes en hacer todo solo? This means, why do you insist on doing everything by yourself? So this is a very good question. Some people like to do everything by themselves, they don't need help or they don't want help. So someone might ask this, someone who wants to help. So let's break this down. Let's see how this question works. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué is a great phrase that means why. When you want to ask something, specifically if you want to ask why, you can say ¿por qué in Spanish? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? You can say it by itself, and that just means why. But obviously you can add more to the sentence, the question. So we have the phrase we're learning, insistes en. Tú insistes en. We don't need the personal pronoun tú, which means you, but you can say insistes en. And that means, do you insist on? Remember, in Spanish, when talking about questions, we don't have do, something similar to do. So we just say why you insist on. Okay, so in Spanish. So remember that there is nothing similar to do. So that's why we have what we have in Spanish. ¿Por qué insistes en? Means why do you insist on? And then obviously after insistir en, you can add a verb, and that has to be in the infinitive form. So that means don't conjugate the verb. So just leave it as is. And as you can see here, we have hacer. Hacer is the second verb after the first one, insistir. And that means doing. It's similar to saying doing in this situation. But you can see the difference. In English, you have the gerund right after saying to insist on. In Spanish, we have the infinitive. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Hacer, doing. If you translate word by word always from English into Spanish, that's not gonna work. You need to know these little things that are important, like this, insistir en. If you add something right after a verb, for example, it has to be in the infinitive form. Remember, English and Spanish are two different languages. So let's move on. By the way, hacer means to do or to make. Todo means everything. And we have solo. Solo can mean alone or also by yourself. Okay? Remember that. Solo. Solo. ¿Por qué insistes en hacer todo solo? Why do you insist on doing everything by yourself? Solo can also be feminine. Solo is masculine. Sola is feminine. Solos is plural and masculine. And solas is plural and feminine. So just remember that. Remember that. So this is great. This is great. Now let's look at another example using insistir en. Insistí en probar un restaurante nuevo. Insistí en probar un restaurante nuevo. This means I insisted on trying a new restaurant. So we can see something different here. Someone is insisting on trying something new, which is always good. And let's break this down. Let's see how this sentence works. Yo insistí en. Yo insistí en. We don't need yo. We can just say insistí en. That's the phrase we're learning. And that means I insisted on. Insistí en. I insisted on. So of course the verb insistir is conjugated in perfect tense, past tense. It already happened. So let's move on. Probar, we have the second verb. Again, it is in the infinitive form, and probar means trying. In this situation, it's similar to saying trying. Probar means to try. Okay. Also, it means, well, actually, this verb means a few things. In Spanish, we should talk about this verb in the future, but probar means to try. Like, as I said before, if you want to try some new food, or if you want to just try eating at a new restaurant, you can use the verb probar. Also, probar means to taste. If you want to taste, for example, a soup, taste the soup. Prueba la sopa, for example, and it means other things like trying something on, like specifically clothes. We're talking about clothing, something like that. Probar is a very good verb. Then we have un. Un means a. Restaurante. Restaurante means restaurant. And nuevo means new. Nuevo is an adjective that means new. And obviously it's in masculine. It's in the masculine form because restaurante is masculine. Un restaurante nuevo. A new restaurant. El restaurante nuevo. The new restaurant. So restaurante is a noun and it's a masculine one. Insistí en probar un restaurante nuevo. I insisted on trying a new restaurant. Please, I insist. Share some examples using insistir en. You can leave those examples in the comment section down below. If you have any questions about insistir en, leave those questions in the comment section down below as well. If you like this lesson, please give it a like. Bye.